it's one of the remedies that I give when people have when people have had difficulties with side effects for different reasons, and their body needs a cleanse, because it has that kind of action of bringing the body back into balance. I'm very interested in sacred geometry, so I've got a series of sacred geometry remedies. I work with the flower of life, which is really good for cells, and kind of bringing the cells back to some kind of greater alignment. And so I've seen some wonderful things with that. The golden spiral, I've seen it do all sorts of different things. I'm mindful of, I suppose, some of what I share around it, but it's because some of what people experience has been quite deep. It's the only remedy I've consistently, in fact, the only remedy I've ever seen do this, and then I've seen it consistently where I'll give it to patients or clients, and they literally, they don't want to stop taking it. And the first time I saw it happen, because it not only does it bring us into alignment, but it really brings this sense of peace and ease of like, oh, it's okay, this is where I am, this is who I am, this is where I'm supposed to be, this is where I am in my life. It's got this lovely peace bringing quality to it. And I've always said this to myself, and now I say this to my students: if someone's not responding to the remedies you're giving, it's not because homeopathy doesn't work, it's because we haven't got the right remedy or the right potency yet. Exactly. And so just keep going. And sometimes, and this was a really difficult case, the level of suppression, the amount of drugs, really heavy duty drugs that this woman had been on for years, it was a really hard case to get through. And I was on the cusp of giving up. Actually, it was her husband, in fact. She was going to give up, and her husband had said to her, I've got a feeling you've got to keep going. And thank goodness he did. And so there's this piece around just it. I believe homeopathy just really works, and if we haven't quite got there, it just needs relooking at, revisiting. And I came across constellations only because I'd gone through a huge trauma and a crisis in my own life, and it was phenomenal for me to see the shift it made, which was in a really, just in the tiniest nutshell, which was that my son had been abusively taken from me through the courts by my ex, and it took a year because of COVID delays and all sorts to get him back. But what I learned in the process of that was that there's this huge epidemic in the US, in Canada, in all parts of the Western world, of child separation through the courts, and in really traumatic ways. And